A huge welcome to any new subscribers. I'm Jane, my husband is Steve, and this is Fincate, a 7-acre olive and fig farm in southwest Spain, which we bought 10 years ago. Yeah, it is 10 years. Time flies when you're having a good time. Show us your tools, Steve. Still can't get over the view from up here, it's amazing.
I know, especially on a clear day.
Hola amigos! Soy Jane y esto es Fincate. Bienvenidos. Okay, today we are cutting suckers. I'm saying we. I'm not doing it. Steve's cutting suckers. And this is something that we do every year.
Yep, in preparation for the harvest.
Okay, now normally we would have started sooner, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So why are we late?
The weather.
Okay.
Poor weather and so wet.
Okay, well we have already harvested 2.5 trees, which we pressed for ourselves. I'll try and link the film somewhere up there. We are going to do another pressing, possibly for us, but we are members of a local agricultural cooperative, and every year the majority of our harvest goes to them and we get paid money for it. Woohoo!
A sucker is the new growth. Comes every year around the base. You see different trees, different amount. But you also get some that grow higher up the tree as well. And although we don't take them all off now, we take some off just to make it easier to harvest. This sucker, you can tell the difference between the way the leaves are, the size of them, and the dispersion on the little branches. Difference from where the olives are, which means this was from an original wild olive. And what they do is you use the wild olives for rootstock and graft on the what do you call it, a commercial olive or what, but they graft them on anyway. These have obviously been done for years, and but that shows you the difference between wild olive branches and
so why
usable.
do we remove them?
So we can put the nets around the tree. Otherwise it makes it very difficult, or if you're not going to put nets even and you're picking off the ground, it still makes it awkward. Everybody does it. They've all been doing it all over. And it keeps it, the actual trunk bole grows, because as you chop off it thickens and nobbles up, as you can see. And this one's quite hollow. It's amazing that it still grows.
But they do, olives are just phenomenal.
Anyway, we look for it right by the trunk and get rid of all the new growth. Once upon a time we would have burnt this. You can still burn, but they're reducing the period and the number of burning licenses. So we collect it and we mulch it.
So how many trees have we got left to do?
I don't know. A lot. I mean, not all of them have got any olive on, actually.
Most of them though this year.
Most of them. Some at the other end haven't got as much. I mentioned the fact it was quite cold this morning for
Yeah, how many degrees was it?
4 when I got up.
Yeah. Here is an entire wild olive.
Yep.
You can see the size of the olives here compared to the size of the olives here. Now you see the likes of this, bits that have come off, this could be dried and burned on the fire.
Yep.
It makes excellent starter wood. And this, look.
Asparagus, wild asparagus.
The joy of your life, eh?
Yeah, hate it. If it tasted good, it would be okay. It's nothing like real asparagus. Very bitter.
Modern olive farms have planted the olives in rows and very, very close together, and they generally tend to be on the flat so that you can take a tractor or machinery up between the rows to help with the harvest. That simply isn't possible here. There are too many rock formations and the land is very contoured, and the olives grow in really weird places, so it can't be done by machine. Everything is done in the old-fashioned way, by hand. We're not experts, are we? No.
Enthusiastic amateurs.
Yes, we are enthusiastic amateurs. We have been here 10 years now, and we started off as complete beginners, knowing almost nothing about olives, olive oil, olive trees, the climate here, nothing. We came completely innocent and stupid.
Completely ignorant.
Sorry?
Did you say we became completely ignorant?
Yeah, well, I said stupid, but yeah. Okay. So all of this stuff can be learned. It's not rocket science, and it may not be how they do things in other areas. This is just how we do it here. We did a lot of looking, didn't we?
Yep.
You know, standing and staring and watching the other farmers and what they were doing. We also asked questions of our neighbours and Spanish friends about how they do things. We didn't agree entirely with everything that they did, because we obviously came here with this very modern permaculture kind of attitude towards farming, and here they are still to a great degree very much set like they were in the 1970s, when pesticides were prevalent and the use of commercial fertilizers still abundant around here. But things, I think, are slowly changing. There are certain jobs that need doing every year, no matter the weather. The cutting of the suckers is one, otherwise it makes the harvest extremely difficult. And sometimes when we haven't managed to do all the trees before the harvest begins, picking has to wait until we've cleared the tree, and that slows down the whole process. There's no two ways about it. Whenever you do it, it's hard work and it has to be done. After the harvest, pruning happens. I have a whole film about pruning, so again I will try and link that one. On my last film I didn't think the link worked. Every time I looked it wasn't there, and yet when I went into the editing bit it was. So I will also put a link below in the description so that you can go check that out. Yeah, the pruning. that happens after the harvest, and the harvest finishes usually January, and provided the weather's okay, because it's not a fun thing to do in the rain. Sorry?
Or with COVID.
Or with COVID. Been there, done that. We start with the pruning pretty much January time. We do like to have a bit of a rest after the harvest. It is a Rabilago. That was a Rabilago. The blue-winged magpie.
Azure-winged magpie.
Azure-winged magpie, I believe, is its official name.
Or Asian.
Sorry?
Or Asian magpie.
Well, what's an Asian magpie doing here?
And there's no olives on them. It's just new growth from...
So it's actually growing halfway up the trunk. Yeah. If you left them, because these aren't wild.
No.
If you left them, they would just grow another trunk.
They
like
would,
another.
The tree would become so dense and...
Okay.
Oh, it's taken ages for it to become another branch like these trunks. I mean, these have been... When they started growing, I think they go 2 or 3 main trunks is the norm. Most of the trees are like that.
Doesn't it look better? Like that. That one's hollowing out. Yeah, but this is a man-made terrace, this bit here, surely.
What bit? I don't know, I mean it's not a complete stone wall, is it?
No, but it does look like it's been piled up.
It's possible they've used it to clear, yes. I mean there are sort of terraces where the walls are.
It's more terraced at the other end though, and there you see, that's a terrace.
Yeah.
But it just makes me wonder who made the terraces and how long ago. In the same way that I explained in a previous video that you can't really tell how old the olive trees are. We don't know how old the terraces are, but they are clearly in part man-made. There are boulders that came with the Ice Age, and I don't think anybody has ever moved them, because why would you? But somebody a very, very long time ago terraced as best they could this land and planted more olives. The Romans were the ones who brought so many olive trees to Spain. Spain has been providing Italy's olive oil since the Romans. You just said, what did the Romans ever do for us? After all the recent rains, the flowers have come out. This is an example of a man-made terrace. I suppose certainly on this part they could have brought a tractor in. So, you know, this could have been done in the 1940s or the 1950s. Well, maybe not the 1940s, because Spain was in the middle of a terrible civil war at that point. But, you know, this is definitely man-made. I'd like to think that it was done a century or more ago. This is a season when we get lots of mushrooms of various descriptions. We do get field mushrooms, but most of what we get is of the toadstool variety and non-edible. Now this is an example of a natural formation that has become a terrace. It's been added to. This could also have been a boundary because our land is split into three. It's actually 3 parcels, they call it. Which means we could sell it off in 3 parts if we wanted. There's loads of suckers on that one. Here's the olive pulp from the last pressing, drying out very nicely. Going mouldy. Perfect fire lighters. There's still tons of oil in that. Okay, a quick update with what's going on in general. The weather turned so cold. I mean, so cold. 4 degrees this morning. Absolutely freezing. No, not freezing, but for us it's really, really cold. And we have no heating in our bedroom or our bathroom. We're going to have to put some heating in the bathroom because making me not want to shower. Nothing progressed with the garden, not a thing. We talked a lot about raised beds. I gave up the garden because of the drought for the summer, but I was, you know, kind of hoping to have winter veg. I have had no winter veg planted whatsoever because I'm wanting raised beds. Small progress on that. We have ordered 4 pallets of large bricks, which we are just going to stack up to make 4 raised beds. And then we've got to find the soil and stuff to fill them. So it could be a while yet before I'm planting in the garden again. In the meantime, the garden is an absolute mess. And there's very little. I've got a few herbs growing in there and that's about it. The saffron came back up. Hopefully in the next video I'll be building the beds, the raised beds in the vegetable garden. Fingers crossed. Who knows when that will be? I don't know. Hit the like, not that, hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more of what's happening here at Fincarte. Take care everybody. See you the next time. Bye.